Hello, and welcome to another episode of Mari's Golden Hour. I am Mari, and thank you for hanging out with me. This is episode 60. I have done 60 episodes. Woot woot. So, I had every intention of recording an episode last week, but basically, I'll get into that in a second, but first and foremost, happy pre-Friday the 13th, or if you're listening to this on Friday the 13th, happy Friday the 13th, and if you're listening to it after that, happy belated Friday the 13th. And also, this is a post-Mother's Day episode. I wanted to record on Sunday or Saturday, but a couple different reasons why I didn't. First and foremost, I was just really, I came down with something that just it took me over. And also, I was feeling I'm still grieving as far as Mother's Day is concerned, with my own mother passing. And I am bombarded, as everybody, with the ads for Mother's Day, and whether that's on TV or in print. So I avoided social media on that day and try not to look at things that would show me ads. Couldn't completely avoid it, but I did as best as I could. So overall I just stayed to myself and either did things to take care of the self or to reflect about the time I had with my mother. So let's see, what else? I'm trying to be better about posting, and you know what? I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow, and my flow was I had every intention of posting this on Monday, but the day just kind of got away from me because the days seem to be doing that. They're revving back up to pre-lockdown speeds, and which for me, I guess it keeps me from being bored, but I'm never bored, even if nothing is going on. But I don't know. I don't like that hectic pace. I don't like it anymore. I'm beginning to get over it. What else? So basically, I've been making some dishes, either dishes from recipes that have been shared with me, or recipes that I happen to stumble across and discover. And I don't know if I mentioned the fondant potatoes. I made those. There was this other potato dish that I made that was even better than the fondant potatoes, and I wish I could remember what they were called. And it's actually, I discovered the particular recipe that I use for the fondant potatoes and this other type of potatoes from this chef. And I believe he posts on YouTube, but I think he also posts on like all recipes as well. And the particular video that I looked at, it was something about like preparing potatoes 5 ways. I think if you do a Google search and type in like making potatoes 5 different ways, his video should be among the top that'll come up for you. And he doesn't put himself in the videos. It's just like all him talking, but you can see his hands cutting and doing things. And I don't know, like his tone is kind of, it's like sort of like a dad joke vibe. That's the energy that he gives off, but not like annoying, but he's just kind of like soothing, but kind of like hokey and goofy, but he knows what he's doing as far as cooking is concerned. He's a chef. So, or at least I think he is. I'm almost positive that he is. Anyway, so I made Greek potatoes, which those were tasty, although I think I put in a little too much lemon and not enough of the chicken stock in it. So I'm going to tweak that the next time I make those. And I made a stuffed eggplant, or not just a stuffed eggplant. I make stuffed eggplants, basically. And those were delicious. And I will make those again, although it is a very time-consuming process. And the recipe that I used was the one that from a chef that made food for Princess Diana. It was his stuffed eggplant recipe that she just loved. And I ate that stuffed eggplant for like pretty much a good week, or maybe a week and a half. So I had food for days. I highly recommend it if you have the time. The most time-consuming thing is going to be the prep, and as far as all the vegetables are concerned, and getting those all chopped up and just prepped and ready for yourself. But actually, with some of those, if you do decide to make this, I tend to freeze a lot of my vegetables. Like, I freeze. Sorry about that. My phone kind of froze. I think I'm actually getting kind of close to my storage limit, so I probably need to delete a lot of stuff. Anyway, so the next thing I'm going to try is a salmon dish with fried rice. We will see how that goes. There was another one that I made with like eggs and that everything bagel seasoning, and I can't remember the exact recipe, and I can't remember where I found it. It was just a way of preparing the scrambled eggs, and it just tasted delicious. I know making scrambled eggs very, very simple, but yeah, it's all about how you prepare it and what you're preparing it with and timing. So this evening, actually, I happened to notice, I ended up cracking open like a new new tube of toothpaste, and on it, and I was wondering if I was reading correctly, because at the time it was like upside down and in the dark, and I really couldn't see it. But it looked like there was like a different logo, and it wasn't the logo for the brand of toothpaste that I purchased. And when I looked at it, it was actually, it said, recycle me. And with basically just to let you know that you were able to recycle that tube. Like when it's empty, the cap, the tube, that whole thing, you can recycle it. And the font for it and the writing, it was very prominent. It was like right there in the middle of where normally the logo of the brand would go. And I just wish that more brands would follow suit. We should be recycling a heck of a lot more than we are now. And part of that problem is that there's people that either they realize it and they just don't do it and they don't care, or there just isn't enough, I don't want to say access, but they, meaning like, I guess the government or the powers that be, don't make it easy enough and accessible enough for recycling to happen. Like, there should be recycling bins all over the place for no matter what thing you need to recycle, whether it's glass, whether it's plastic, it's paper, like everything should be recycled. And I understand there's going to be jerks out there that are going to put the wrong thing in the wrong bin, which, it's like, come on, stop being stupid. But, yeah. So, I don't know. I just wanted to mention that because I really like the fact that was just prominently displayed on this name brand tube of toothpaste, like, recycle me, and it had like a little recycled logo, like, right underneath that, but sort of like done in like the font and the styling that they wanted for that actual brand of toothpaste. So, I don't know. It was kind of cool. Last Friday, May 6th, I was told by a friend of mine that I worked on this movie with that this lead actor, this huge Japanese star, his name is Hiroyuki Watanabe, he passed away. And I believe he passed away last Friday morning, if not last Thursday evening. So either Thursday, May 5th or Friday, May 6th. I just found that out. And I had a very small role in this movie called Sakura. And it had like all these A-list Japanese actors in it that if we were in Japan, the set would have been mobbed and they would have had to like quadruple the security. But of course, over here in America, people are not familiar with a lot of foreign films. At least at the time that I was shooting this movie, people were watching foreign films, but it wasn't as much of a thing as it would be now. Now things are much more global, and people are hip to like checking things out that are made in other countries and by other artists that are not in America. So yeah, Hiroyuki Watanabe. So rest in peace, and my heart goes out to him and his family. And I just remember him as he's a good-looking guy, very attractive Japanese man, and he was very nice and a very lovely and patient and generous actor. And so that's what I remember him for all these years later. So last weekend I didn't record because on Friday Friday afternoon I was good all morning, all early afternoon, and then like somewhere in the middle of that afternoon it just hit me, and I was just out. I think, and I was experiencing heat exhaustion and dehydration, and I could barely keep myself up. I was just like leaning on the table when I had to deal with work, and just it was just hours and hours of just suffering through that. And I just shuffled from one place to the next to the next, just trying to get it there and get myself there in any way that I could. And but I was able, actually, for one of the places where I had to stop, I was able to use my ailment as an example for work. So I guess that was good, kind of. But yeah, it's so it turned out to be, it was just that. And because by the next morning, because I came home, I like made myself just take a shower, because it's been really, really hot in SoCal lately, and I've been running around a lot earlier that morning. And, took a quick shower and just threw on some clothes and instantly went to bed, and I just crashed. And I think, I was in bed, I think it was still, not daylight outside, but you could, it was still light out. And I just, threw the covers over my head so I could block out light, and I crashed. And I pretty much slept until, I'd say, I kept waking up off and on just to, get some more water, go to the bathroom, but maybe I got up around 7 or 8 in the morning. No, I think it was 7:30, and I was all right. I was still recouping on Saturday, just still kind of shuffling around, but at least I was able to, move more than I could before. And Sunday, I was, I wasn't 100%, but I was, a good 70-ish. And feeling better. And all I have to say is just, it is amazing, absolutely amazing, what sleep can do for the body. Our bodies are such amazing things. It's just wondrous. So let's see. I will be wrapping this up shortly because I don't want to go on too long. But something that I've noticed, this trend, and I hope that it's going to die out very soon, but all last week, and even over the weekend when I went out to see Blues for an Alabama Sky in Hadestown, people were making these wide left turns. They'd be in the left hand in the turning lane to turn left, and instead of just turn left, they would angle, as soon as they were moving, they're veering right and then turning left. And I noticed that a lot last week. So I don't know what bad driving habits people are picking up, and that's going around, but I do not like it. It is just no bueno. Something that I liked that I recently discovered that I'd never had before. I brought this up in the video clip that you might have seen, but this is about that Lenny and Larry's chocolate chip cookie. It's a vegan chocolate chip cookie. This thing was surprisingly delicious. It's filling, and I am about to be obsessed with these things. And I went to their site just now, and they have all these different flavors, and it's So I made myself stop looking at it because I am trying to get back to my old fighting weight, and I'm trying to be better about not eating too late, which having rehearsals at night has been a huge help with that, because I need to make sure I get something to eat really quick before I go into rehearsal, and then by the time I get home it's kind of late, so yeah. But still, a cookie sounds really good right now. I'm not going to lie. And with that, I will let you go. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and just listening to me go on and on. I appreciate it. And I just wanted to let you know that. So, you go on out there and you enjoy your golden hour. Ciao.